Hello everybody, welcome to the Tube. A lot going on. Here's our lineup. We'll talk about the Israeli startups involved in the Lenovo disaster. We'll talk about the huge hack of the world's largest SIM manufacturer. We'll talk about the story of Photoshop, which celebrates 25 years today. We'll talk about the Huffington Post foray into original video content. We'll talk about Martin Scorsese's Oscars contribution. Talk, now. We want to open the show by saying congratulations to our fave whistleblower, Mr. Edward Snowden. The movie about him, Citizen 4, won an Oscar for the best documentary. It's a real important piece of documentation that you, well, simply must watch. So watch it. In the meantime, we'll report that a new Snowden leak, yes, there's still coming, revealed that the US and Britain broke into the network of the world's largest SIM card maker to compromise global communications. According to documents obtained by The Intercept, the US NSA and the British GCHQ stole encryption keys used to secure voice calls and texts from Gemalto, meaning everyone who has a Gemalto SIM card, someone is listening to your calls. Who's Gemalto? Well, why, it's the largest manufacturer of SIM cards in the world. 2 billion SIM cards are made by Gemalto, used by 450 wireless network providers around the world. So, well, good job NSA, tough luck, humanity. And now for one of the most bizarre stories we had on our show, and it's a story that can be a turning point in the history of computer giant Lenovo. And it all starts with 2 Israeli startups. Since September, Lenovo has been shipping laptops preloaded with Superfish. That's an Israeli visual search app that would rudely inject its own shopping results into your browser when you search on Google, Amazon, and other websites. This is how they pitch themselves.
This is Jan. Jan is updating her living room and is looking for the perfect couch. She's seen a few couches she likes, but they just weren't perfect. How can she find the one that's right for her? Luckily, Jan downloaded the free Like That Decor app from the App Store. Now with Like That Decor, Jan simply launches the app and snaps a photo of a couch she likes. Using Superfish's patented image recognition technology, Like That Decor hunts millions of products from thousands of top brands to instantly find similar couches for sale that fit her decorating vision. In just a few clicks, Jan's perfect new couch arrives. Now she can share photos of her living room makeover on her favorite social networks using the Like That Decor hashtag.
Yeah, that's an app Superfish have created, and you know, it looks like an innocent enough company, but allegedly, Superfish appears to be a highly negligent piece of evil adware. Security experts who poked into Superfish found some tech by another Israeli startup called Komodia, which intentionally pokes a gigantic hole in your browser security. This breach allows anyone on your Wi-Fi network to hijack your browser silently and collect your bank credentials, passwords, and anything else you might type there. Lenovo and Superfish claim they did not know about this security disaster. What? So, what the hell is going on? We have Niv Lilian to help us grasp this story. Good evening.
Good evening, Jason.
So, what's the story here? Who are these Superfish guys?
The Superfish guys are actually an Israeli startup company. What they did on the Lenovo computers, actually they are trying to offer better shopping results through images, for injecting their own results into the browser, and this is basically not harmful enough. But using Komodia's technology, this is the problem, because what is happening is that Superfish is issuing their own security certificates. Mm-hmm. And that's a big problem.
What does it mean?
It means that when you authenticate to a certain site, mm-hmm. What happens is that Superfish is basically guarantees that this site is secure.
Okay.
There is a whole system of issuing what it's called SSL certificates that are issuing that specific website that you're browsing to is secure.
But Superfish are supposedly legit in the way they secure things. So what's the connection with Komodia? What does Komodia do, and how did these two connect?
Well, Superfish had an ingredient of Komodia's technology, and Komodia is a much more shady company than Superfish. I don't agree with the claim that Superfish didn't know about the Komodia tech inside their
We'll
product.
get there, but let's try to explain what does Komodia do basically.
Komodia basically, it's only from the reports that I have read. Komodia basically is doing some sort of search manipulating search results and inserting and removing certain elements within search results and interaction. The guy who owns Komodia actually has another company that is offering parental security products for parents to control their children's web surfing. And basically, Superfish is using some of their technology. And Komodia's technology is also found in other products, also being used in other parental control products.
So help me understand something, okay? Lenovo, okay, a super successful company. Why would it do something like that?
Okay, this is the $1 million question. I'm not able to explain how comes that a large computer manufacturer such as Lenovo is not doing the necessary filtering for products that are being pre-installed on their computer. It's supposed to be a super hard procedure for a company to get to a point where a large computer manufacturer like Lenovo is willing to pre-install its products on their computer. They most certainly have a hole in their
filtering system. So what we don't understand here is what they have to gain from it on one side, and on the other side, how could they not know?
Okay, for the first part, I believe that Lenovo original intention was to offer their customers better shopping results like the one we saw in Superfish's app. But how could they miss it, and how could they miss the security hole that the Superfish's software is punching in their customer security? This is the big question. Dr. Peter Hortensius, Lenovo's CTO, he said that they are taking a bidding and they are worth of that bidding, and they should have taken that bidding because of their negligence. They are not rolling away their responsibility.
You know, both company CEOs have had a part in. They're both Israeli. They have part of the intelligence community in Israel.
Yeah,
does this have any significance in the story?
I spoke earlier with your editor Yaron about that matter. I for myself, I do not believe so, because a lot of Israeli startup companies are created by veterans of the Israeli intelligence units. So this is not a big thing. There are some conspiracy lovers that think that these companies were built to create spyware. I do not support this theory, because I think it's not a very good way. If you want to spy on someone's computer, installing a malware on its hard disk, like the story we heard this week, is a much more efficient way.
Okay, so let's go back to Komodia. You said it's a shady company. So what does it mean that they might do something with this information?
The whole operation, it's a funny thing, because the entire operation of Komodia is made from a small settlement called Pardesia. It's probably a one-person company. I'm not quite sure, but this is how it seems like. So it's kind of shady. The guy who runs Komodia declined to comment to various Israeli newspapers, and it seems kind of shady, because he holds two companies, the one with the parental control products, and he seems to be flying under the radar. This company has no website, and you can't find anything on them in Google.
So shortly, if I have a Lenovo computer, should I do what? Disinstall Superfish?
Okay, if you own a new Lenovo computer from the MIIX or Yoga, or I think they have another series, that was purchased or manufactured in the last couple of months, like let's say about half a year ago. You should use Lenovo's automated tool to remove Superfish, and you should update your Windows Defender, because Microsoft has also did Lenovo a big favor by updating its Windows Defender to recognize Superfish as a malware.
Okay, thank you very much, Niv, for making some sense into all this.
Thank you, Jess.
Let's move on. Now it's birthday celebrating time. This week, the photo editing software Adobe Photoshop turned 25 years old. The program is an industry game changer, so famous that the word Photoshop has come to be synonymous with image manipulation. But when the software started, for core creator Thomas Knoll, it was a personal project. He and his brother John started working on the program in the late 1980s. Back in 1987, Thomas started making digital tools for image processing as part of a PhD program. John was working as a camera operator for George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic, and saw computer graphics as the future of special effects. The brothers found a company called Adobe that agreed to publish the program, and the rest is Photoshopped history. Here's their video celebration.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clearer. The past is gone. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laugh and sing for the tear. Sing it with me, it's just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream it out and dream come true. Dream on, dream on, dream on.
Yeah, the Scorpions, rock and roll. Okay, now that Jon Stewart is leaving The Daily Show, everyone is looking for the next Stewart, and the Huffington Post are gambling on exactly that. The new site is launching the HuffPost Show, a primetime political comedy program that will broadcast weekly live online, shot in front of a studio audience. The new program will be co-hosted by Roy Sekoff, president and co-founder of HuffPost Live Network, and Mark Lamont Hill, a host on the network. Episodes will be live streamed on the HuffPost Post's front page, and viewers will be able to watch segments on demand. Here is the trailer for the new show, though it's not as funny as Stewart, or funny at all. Take a look.
We'd like to say at the Huffington Post, come for the immigration debate, stay for the Kardashians. The splash is what we call the top story on the Huffington Post.
Black and white people see it different in America? I'm shocked.
The larger issue is that racism is not what it used to be, but we aren't where we need to be.
Chris Rock said, it's not that black people have progressed, it's that white people are just less than they used to be.
And you are, Roy. I've known him 3 years, he's gotten a lot better.
We have a little thing here where we like to answer a question that you're too afraid to ask. HuffPost Show, what is a grand jury anyway?
Grand juries are just ordinary citizens, and historically, they're known to indict. In fact, in 2010, the jury failed to indict in only 11 out of 1.
Cool. Looks kind of cool. And now Microsoft are entering the augmented reality game, and here on the show we had the guys from Infinity AR to show us their own headset. But up until now, the one headset that a lot of people were buzzing about was called Cast AR, developed by an ex-Valve engineer. Thanks to a highly successful Kickstarter campaign that raised over $1 million, the small company now introduced their latest headset. It consists of a pair of active shutter glasses with built-in projectors and a camera plus a retro-reflective surface embedded with infrared LEDs. The projectors cast a three-dimensional image onto the surface, while the camera uses LEDs to track your head movement, and it looks like a lot of fun. Now, Apple, they usually use the Oscars time, you know, Oscars, last night, to unveil a new and shiny commercial. And this year, they had this trying to be inspiring ad shot on the iPad 2 featuring hot damn Martin Scorsese.
You can't do your work according to other people's values. I'm not talking about also following your dream either. I never liked the inspirational value of that phrase. Dreaming is a way of trivializing the process, the obsession that carries you through the failure as well as the successes, which could be harder to get through. I mean, if you're dreaming, you're sleeping, and it's important and imperative to always be awake to your feelings, your possibilities, your ambitions.
Cut. I like that.
But you also know this, for your work, for your passion, every day is a rededication. Painters, dancers, actors, writers, filmmakers. It's the same for all of you.
Yeah, art always works. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Log on to our Twitter, to our Tumblr. It's at Tube24. And always remember, the most technological, efficient machine that men invented is the book. Goodbye.